Alright, we're back at making this game again. I went ahead and rewrote a lot, and I mean a lot of the code from before. Pretty much all of the code works completely differently. Um, as of right this second in development, the AI tank doesn't really do anything anymore, but that will be fixed. Pretty much everything has been set up in a single-use way. So, for example, everything is a pawn, and there's a particular tank pawn script that overrides this and does what it needs to do in particular. So, for example, if I wanted to make a plane or something like that, I could do that. Same thing with the mover and the shooter. Pretty much these are reusable, so I can make literally anything I want. Also, you may notice tank controls are gone. We have proper strafe buttons. I can actually circle strafe now. I'm not sure if this is the same exact position I had the camera in before, but the scene got corrupted on some bullshit, and I had to almost remake the entire scene. But it's all working somewhat back to normal now. I just gotta rewrite the AI and polish things up, because right now everything is very sudden. I don't want to fix that. I'm also going to see about adding the different camera angles. Oh yeah, bullets aren't just semi-auto anymore. There's actually a fire rate cap and everything like that, and I just killed myself. Cool! Alright, so we finally have AI up and going. I just got 4 different personality types. I'm going to explain them separately in just a second. Because things get very, very hectic very, very quickly, and they even start killing themselves after a while, and I'm dead already. Alright, let's look over each one of them and see what makes them tick. Alright, the first one I'm gonna go over is the red guy. His sight distance, I guess we'll call it, pretty much encompasses the entire map. It's pretty slow, he'll chase you non-stop, and if you get close, it's pretty deadly because he lays a barrage of bullets. But he's pretty easy to... Never mind! Alright, next up is Greenie. He will pretty much not see you unless you get really close, but even if he does, he's pretty much petrified of the player. He'll shoot you if you get too close, and if you try to get any closer, he just backs up. Yeah, right now, he's not chasing me. He's just going wherever, but yeah, he wants nothing to do with you. Let me kill him real quick. If I could shoot him... I think I killed him. Okay. Alrighty, next up is Yellow. He's a pretty good middle ground, pretty close to the player in threat level, I guess you could say. He will actually actively chase you, unlike Greenie, but he doesn't always chase you. If I can kind of get out of his range now that he's stuck on the wall. Oh no, I'm already out of his range. You just go, hi, yeah, there we go. You just got stuck on the wall. I'm gonna rush him and die anyway. Okay, cool. Alright, and last, and certainly not least, honestly, this guy is probably my favorite. Anyways, this is Purple. He'll leave you alone most of the game. See, he's just kind of minding his own business. But getting too close to him is quite literally a death trap. There's no escaping him. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. And he can actually outrun you. He's pretty fast. Alright, Alright, here's my very, very quick synopsis of how the code works. Let me go ahead and pull up our first name, which is the game manager. Pretty much what this does is this holds a list of all of our players. It also spawns in the player and handles spawning in players or other tanks or anything like that if need be. Right now it's just spawning in the player, but soon enough it will actually be spawning in the AIs. It'll be setting up when we restart the game, etc, etc, etc. And this can be grabbed by anything in the game at any time, because it's actually an instance that stays with us and doesn't destroy on load. Moving on, pretty much got the pawn, which is the core of everything. It holds the functions to move any pawn type, and pawns can not only just be our tanks, which it currently is, but it could be a plane, a helicopter, a person, anything you possibly want to make. Pretty much just derives from this basic parent class. Mover moves our pawn. The controller controls said pawn. And I also have a shooter, which does all of the shooting for our pawn. And of course, those three are the parent classes to, for example, tank mover, which is the tank version of mover. This one's a child. AI controller, which is a child of controller, etc, etc. So pretty much everything is handled in a way to where you can go in and edit each aspect as you please. Moving on to the AI, which is a really big part of this update. Pretty much we have a bunch of distances, 2 different speeds, and then we have our enum state, which is pretty much what state or what the AI is currently doing. In Awake, we go ahead and get our pawn if we have one attached to us, because if we're the AI, we probably have our controller directly attached to us. Then we go ahead and get any waypoints in the level and set the one that we're going after to a random one. Then, every update, we're going to make decisions. So pretty much, it gets the distance between us and the player. If we're too far, we'll just kind of patrol, do our own thing. If we're close, if we're within shooting distance, we shoot. If we're right outside of shooting distance, we want to chase them, try to get closer. And then if they're getting all up in our biz, getting a little bit too close, we just flee. And this right here changes the state. And if we don't even have a target, it'll not only just patrol for now, but it will go ahead and try to find one through our game manager. And then once all of this is done, it goes ahead and throws this into input. And then input is pretty much just a switch that goes through each different state and does the appropriate function for it. Starting with patrol, just sets our speed to the patrol speed. Make sure if we are close enough to the waypoint we're going for, it goes to a new one, and then actually moving it is just rotating towards it and moving forward. Shoot state is just rotating towards it and shooting. Chasing is rotating towards and moving forward, and we set our speed to chase speed. Same thing with flee state, except we're moving backwards instead of forward. And then changing state, we simply set the new state, and then we keep track of when we change the state last, in case we want to set this on a timer or anything like that, which I probably will. But I'm pretty sure that's it. If there's anything that I didn't go into super deep depth into and you'd like more information on, I'll go ahead and leave the GitHub repo down in the description. That's about all we got for today's video. Of course, I'll leave the GitHub in the description. But thank you all for watching. Oh my god. Go ahead and like and subscribe.